Olá, bom dia! Que bom ter você aqui comigo hoje novamente, aqui no quadro Mundo em Foco, no programa Por Brasília, falando das relações internacionais do Brasil com o mundo. E nós estamos falando hoje novamente com o embaixador do Azerbaijão no Brasil, o senhor Elkhan Polukhov, que vai contar pra gente os últimos acontecimentos no país dele, já que o Azerbaijão tem estado aí constantemente na mídia devido ao conflito Armênio-Azerbaijão de Nagorno-Karabakh. O embaixador vai falar para a gente um pouco sobre os últimos acontecimentos neste conflito. Embaixador, muito bem-vindo aqui ao nosso programa.
Bom dia, muito obrigada por essa oportunidade. Thank you very much again for your visit. Since our last meeting, Embassy, of course, as usual, continue his routine work, which means that we communicated with different state bodies. I had several meetings in Itamaraty. We had also intensive conversations with different ministries. One of the main priority is to boost and extend our economic relations, and we focused on that. That's why during my meeting in the Ministry of Exterior of Brazil, we discuss how we can activate the work of bilateral working group on promotion of trade and investment, because agreement was signed in end of 2016, but since then, unfortunately, no even single meeting.
Embaixador, o senhor poderia explicar para a gente o que tem acontecido, quais os acontecimentos recentes na linha de frente aí, lá na região de Nagorno-Karabakh e nas questões também desse problema aí da Armênia com o Azerbaijão?
As I informed the esteemed auditory about situation in our region, since end of September, Armenia launched his new wave of aggression against Azerbaijan, attacking civilians, and since then, Azerbaijani army were forced to retake, counterattack, to protect civilians and also to restore territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. But unfortunately, we have to mention that during a little bit more than 1 month period, Armenian side put all of its efforts to do the steps which completely contradict to the all international commitments of every sovereign and civilized country in the world. Since September 27th, because of military attack by different kind of missiles and bombs of civilians which located far away from conflict zone, cities like Barda, Ganja, Khanlar and others, more than 90 people were killed, 90 civilians were killed, more than 400 people severely wounded. It's almost 3,000 buildings, infrastructures, houses which were completely destroyed. And among them, unfortunately, among the killed people, it's 11 children. And this happened in front of the civilized world in 21st century. And very recently we start to face situation when Armenian side start to use phosphoric bombs to burn the houses, burn the territories of Azerbaijan. It was also detected and well documented by international organization Amnesty International when Armenians in city of Barda used cluster bomb, which is prohibited to use against civilians, and by many countries it's prohibited to use at all, not only against civilians but even against militaries. Besides that, it's more and more evidences that Armenian side start to use mercenaries. They start to bring people from all around the world, even though they're claiming they are Armenian origin, but they are different nationalities, they are citizens of different countries, and they start to use them in a war against Azerbaijan on the territory of Azerbaijan, on occupied territory of Nagorno-Karabakh, which is completely, again, contradicts to all the rules of war and to all international commitments which Armenia has. again, by facing great defeat on battlefield, Armenia start to make another very silly step. They start to release from prison prisoners in Armenia and send them to fight to Karabakh against Azerbaijanis, which again showed that Armenia today is desperate. They don't have enough potential to continue this occupation, and our Azerbaijani army advanced in ahead. Today, Azerbaijan not only liberating its land, today Azerbaijan not only fulfilling the 4 resolution of UN Security Council demanding immediate withdrawal of all occupational forces from Azerbaijani territories, but today Azerbaijan also saving the region from fascist approach of Armenian government, which start to use all the methods, all prohibited methods to keep the status quo, which is impossible anymore to tell that status quo is there, because Azerbaijan completely changed the situation. We always stated and will continue to state that we are committed for peaceful resolution of this conflict. For us, it's important to save the life of people, and for us, it's important to protect the region from further escalation. But we have only one and this condition which cannot be discussed, and it's unquestionable. It's immediate withdrawal of all Armenian military forces from occupied territories. We need a clear graphic of dates when these military forces will leave the territory of Azerbaijan. And after that, we are ready to stop immediately war and any military action. Unfortunately, again, today Armenian diaspora continue to play his negative role in this conflict by bringing more tension. They're organizing different campaigns all around the world, gathering the money, but that money is not for benefit of Armenia. It's for continuation of war.
It's for war. So war kills people.
Yes.
So even the Armenians here, if you allow me to say, Ambassador, even the Armenians here and the Armenians all over the world, they should help to stop this conflict.
Definitely.
Not to send money for this conflict. It's a war. People are dying.
It's a very unfortunate situation, but parallel to that, even leadership of Armenia openly stated that they're going now to move to the so-called hybrid war, which means they're starting to target Azerbaijanis all around the world, diplomatic missions. We're getting more and more messages from security offices, our security offices, which warn that Armenia's terroristic organization now planning attacks against Azerbaijani diplomats, Azerbaijani properties around the world, and Azerbaijani citizens. We are not afraid of it, but we have to deliver that information to the international attention of international community to make sure that every government, every state around the world will take all necessary measures, do not allow this terroristic activity to be happen on their territories.
Embaixador, vamos falar um pouco então agora da relação entre Brasil e Azerbaijão. Como o senhor vê os planos futuros na sua região e também os planos futuros do Azerbaijão com o Brasil?
We have very large plans, a lot of plans. Now our government start to work on a project of restoration or rehabilitation of liberated lands. Azerbaijani army within 1 month liberated quite essential part of occupied territories, and now we have to work on how to rebuild these areas which were completely destroyed during last 30 year of war. We took control over the whole border between Azerbaijan and Iran, and now we have to work on strengthening this border security. But parallel to that, of course, we have a future plan with Brazil. Unfortunately, this coronavirus pandemic brought his own influence or brought his own correction to our plans. But we think that we have to concentrate on building more active relation in economic and political spheres. It's too early to talk about mutual visits, but definitely what we can tell is to start to build more intensive relations on regional level. I know that very recently going to have a municipal election. After the municipal election will be over, we have some plans to work with some states and cities of Brazil on bilateral level to start to make a relation not only on the level of central governments but also on a regional level, which will allow people to come closer to each other. And it will be definitely on academic, social, sport, economic, political and other spheres.
Eu desejo muito sucesso e sorte para esses dois países amigos que são o Brasil e o Azerbaijão. E encerro o programa aqui e aguardo você na próxima semana com mais notícias sobre o que acontece no mundo. Muito obrigada.
Muito obrigada.